Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are taking a really crucial look at the North Texas real estate market.
Mm-hmm.
And we're focusing our entire lens on Tarrant County. So think Fort Worth, Arlington, Hurst, the mid-cities, all of it.
Right.
We're going to be drilling into the definitive stats that just came out for November 2025.
And they tell quite a story.
They really do. And our mission today is, well, it's pretty straightforward. We want to cut through all the noise and give you the actionable intelligence you need.
Yeah, the stuff you can actually use.
Exactly. So if you're a homeowner, especially what our sources are calling a move-up seller.
Which is someone looking to sell their current place and buy something bigger, something new.
Right. Then this deep dive is basically your strategic shortcut. We are decoding these November numbers to show you how to time your move for the absolute maximum return.
And that strategic approach is, it's everything right now. The data from November, it just confirms it.
Confirms what? Exactly.
That Tarrant County is in a transition. We are, without a doubt, moving away from that, that frenzy.
The hot seller's market.
That's it. It's moving into a much more balanced dynamic. And that means the old approach of just listing it and waiting for a bidding war.
That's over.
It's completely over. Strategy and precision are what's required now.
Okay, let's unpack these numbers then, because the two main data points are, on the surface, a little confusing.
They seem contradictory.
Yeah, the headline is basically, sales plunged, but prices held firm. Let's start with the plunge.
It's massive. This is the clearest sign of buyer hesitation we've seen. Closed sales dropped by over 14%.
14% year over year.
Year over year. Just think about that. 14 out of every 100 deals that happened last year just vanished this year.
And in a normal market, a volume drop like that would usually mean a price crash is coming.
You'd expect panic. You'd expect prices to follow right behind.
But that is not what we saw. The median sales price in Tarrant County is, well, it's basically flat. It's sitting just under last year at $396,016. So why? Why isn't the price following the sales volume off that cliff?
Well, this is the perfect illustration of what a truly balanced market influenced by today's economy actually looks like.
Okay.
See, sellers aren't crashing prices for a couple of key reasons. First, you have a lot of homeowners who are locked into these incredible interest rates.
Like below 4%.
Some are even below 3%. So the cost for them to move, even if they pocket some cash, it means their next house comes with a much, much higher monthly payment.
I've heard this called the golden handcuffs effect.
That's exactly it. It limits the supply of sellers who are desperate, the ones who need to get out fast.
Yeah.
So that creates a floor under the price.
A floor, right. They're not being forced into panic selling.
Exactly. And the second thing is we still have really strong net migration into North Texas. There's a constant underlying layer of demand.
So people moving in for jobs, they still need a place to live, regardless of local buyer sentiment.
Precisely. So you've got this constrained supply from current homeowners, and you've got this persistent demand from new residents.
And those two things are holding that median price stable at just under $400,000.
Even while the sheer number of sales has just, dried up.
So the big takeaway here is that the expectation of automatic multiple offers is definitely gone.
Oh, for sure.
And the analysis suggests that overpricing, even just a little, is going to completely backfire.
It is the number one danger in this new market. Buyers are cautious, which means they're also super selective.
Right.
You overprice by even 2 or 3%, and they will just skip right over your listing. And when they skip it, you land in the other major data shift we're seeing.
The timeline. The speed of the market.
The incredibly long timeline.
Let's look at that, because this metric really defines what it feels like to be a seller right now. Homes are taking dramatically longer to sell. We're talking an average of 53 days on market.
And to be clear, that's from listing to contract, not all the way to closing.
Right. And that is a staggering 26% increase from this time last year.
53 days. That number is so critical. Think about what that does to a buyer's mindset.
If a house has been sitting for 53 days, the first question is,
what's wrong with it? It just creates instant leverage for them. And if your home sits for longer than that average, well, you're looking at a big price cut to get any new interest.
We also have the data on buyer interest itself, and it's just as slow.
Uh-huh.
Showings per listing are just holding steady at only 3.4.
That's not a flood of buyers, it's a trickle.
A quiet stream.
Yeah. I mean, in the hot market, you might have gotten 15, 20 showings in a single weekend. Now, 3.4 means maybe you get 3 serious people through over a week or two.
Which means your preparation, your presentation.
It becomes non-negotiable. If you only get, say, 3 chances to impress someone, you have to be perfect every single time.
I want to circle back on inventory for a second, because 53 days on market sounds like the county should just be overflowing with listings.
It does, but that's where the stats get a little more nuanced. It's
It's
interesting.
the dynamic there.
Well, while homes are sitting longer, the number of new listings actually hitting the market, it also dipped by about 10% in November.
Oh, okay.
So, yes, overall inventory is creeping up slightly, but it's not because sellers are flooding the market. It's rising because demand is cooling off even faster than the supply is dropping.
So the takeaway for you, the listener, is that you're competing against those homes that are already sitting there.
The ones lingering for 53 days, not necessarily a tidal wave of brand new competition. Your whole focus has to be on differentiation.
Let's pivot that data into strategy. That's what this is all about. Our main audience for this deep dive is that move-up seller. The person sitting on, say, a $650,000 house that's appreciated nicely. They want to get into that $950,000 dream home. How do they process this new reality?
This is where the strategy becomes a two-part play. And honestly, it's the biggest opportunity this market has presented in years.
A two-part play.
Yeah, we call it the works both ways leverage concept. First, you have to accept the tough truth. Selling your current home, it's more competitive.
You'll probably have to negotiate.
You will. Maybe you'll offer some credits. Maybe you'll accept a contingency you wouldn't have dreamed of 2 years ago.
Okay, that sounds a little discouraging at first.
It can be, but only if you look at your sale in a vacuum. Because that slight loss of leverage on your sale, it immediately becomes immense leverage on your purchase.
Because the same market forces are at play.
Exactly. The same thing's making it a bit tougher to sell your 650 house. The stagnant showings. They are now working for you on that 950 dream home you want to buy.
So that seller is also sitting there watching their house take 53 days to move. They're getting nervous.
They're feeling the exact same pressure, the same buyer hesitancy. And this means you, as the move-up seller, you can go into that purchase negotiation with a really powerful hand.
Okay, let's detail that financial advantage, because this feels like the core aha moment for our listener.
It really is.
How are smart move-up sellers structuring their offers right now?
They're combining two things. First, they're using all that equity they've built up. Even with flat prices, they have a lot of it. That cash is security.
Right.
But second, and this is crucial, they are capitalizing on the availability of seller-side incentives.
I'm the owner of the dream home.
Yes. In a hot market, sellers offered nothing. They didn't have to.
So what are they offering now? What kind of incentives are we talking about?
Because that 950 seller is desperate to get their deal done. They don't want to sit for 90 days. They are willing to sweeten the pot. We're seeing major contributions to closing costs.
Like how much?
Sometimes 2, even 3% of the purchase price. But the real game changer is the rate buy-down.
So using the seller's money to reduce your mortgage interest rate.
Exactly. They are asking the seller of that dream home to use that incentive money to either permanently or temporarily buy down their mortgage rate.
And for the move-up buyer, that, $15,000, $20,000 is way more valuable than just a price cut.
So much more valuable. It could save them hundreds of dollars a month for the entire life of the loan. It makes the whole transaction possible, even with higher rates.
You are essentially using the balanced market to subsidize the financing on your next home.
That's the move. You may have to be a little more realistic on your sale price, but in return, you unlock this negotiation power that lets you structure a purchase that is just so much more affordable.
It's a completely different mindset.
It is.
Yeah.
It replaces the old strategy of just relying on market momentum with a new one that relies on sophisticated financial maneuvering.
So what's required for a seller to actually pull this two-part strategy off in Tarrant County?
Absolute timing and coordination. You have to have a precise custom game plan.
It's not just list your house and then start looking.
No, not at all. It means knowing your true sales price ceiling, prepping your home meticulously to sell fast, to avoid that 53-day penalty, and at the same time, having your next purchase lined up so you can maximize that leverage you just created.
Sell smarter, price with precision, and buy with leverage.
That's the mantra for this market.
Okay, so we mentioned that in a balanced market, these big county-wide numbers, while helpful, they're not enough.
They're just the starting point.
Localized data becomes indispensable. Tell us more about why something like a buyer hotspot report is so essential right now.
Well, when the market was hot, every zip code was basically a hotspot.
Right.
Now, with showings averaging just 3.4, demand is highly, highly focused. You absolutely need to know where buyers are still active.
So you mean like one part of Fort Worth might be moving faster than another?
For sure. For instance, the data might show that homes over $800,000 are still moving quickly in the cultural district, but that same price point out in the Hurst, Euless, Bedford area is lagging, maybe closer to that 53-day average or even more.
And that hyper-local intelligence that directly informs your pricing strategy.
100%. If you're in a slower zip code, you probably need to price a bit below the county median to attract those few buyers.
But if you're in a hotspot, you have a little more room to breathe.
Exactly. It changes your whole pre-listing plan. Knowing that absorption rate in your specific micromarket stops you from making the fatal mistake of just using that countywide 396 number as your only benchmark.
That precision is what separates a house that sells in 20 days from one that's still sitting there at 70.
It's everything.
Which brings us back to the 3 required actions for you, the listener, based on this November data. What's the ultimate takeaway?
The November data demands decisive action. So, number 1, you must price correctly from day 1.
No testing the market.
Don't even think about it. The market has zero appetite for testing right now, and the penalty is sitting for 53+ days. That forces a price cut that just screams weakness to buyers.
Get it precise from the start. Okay, number 2?
Number 2, you must prep the home thoroughly to stand out from that competition.
From the 53-day backlog.
Exactly. With so few showings, your online photos, your home's presentation, it has to be flawless. Professional stager, professional photos, fix every little thing. You're competing on quality now, not scarcity.
And that effort minimizes your days on market and gets you a better price in the end.
For sure. And the third action, this ties it all together.
Move up opportunity.
Yes. Third, and most powerfully, you must use the leverage you gain on your sale to maximize the purchase of your next home. See the negotiation on your current sale as the investment that unlocks that massive power on your purchase.
Demand those rate buydowns.
Demand the rate buydowns, demand the closing cost credits, structure the deal you need on the home you're buying.
So this Tarrant County market, as these November metrics show, the plunging sales, flat prices, the long days on market, it really does reward specific timing and execution.
It's no longer about guessing. It's about engineering the transaction from start to finish.
Okay, so let's leave you with the absolute essential numbers from this deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
Closed sales plunged by over 14% year over year. The median price is holding firm near $396,000. And crucially, the average home now takes 53 days to get a contract.
That 53 days is your new clock. You have to beat that clock.
That's the number to remember.
And that leads to a final sort of forward-looking thought we want you to consider.
Okay.
We know new listings were also down 10% in November. So there's less fresh inventory hitting the market, right? And we know buyer demand is pretty stagnant.
Right. Less supply, less demand.
So here's the question. If there are fewer brand new appealing homes coming online in the first quarter of next year, how might that limited supply of new listings affect the leverage of those move-up sellers who get into the market early?
So if you are one of the first few well-priced, perfectly prepped homes to hit the market in January,
you might just capture all the attention from those 3.4 buyers before any other new supply even shows up.
it's a really compelling argument for strategic early action.
It is.
So internalize these shifts, understand those 53 days, and approach your next move with a custom game plan. That's how you win on both sides of the deal. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.